I'm starting to get used to the Reach, but it's been a slow process. Everywhere else in Skyrim, either I knew it as a boy or it's all very similar to each other, but the Reach is different. It's the most foreign of all areas, and for me that's mostly not due to the different trees and scrub brush or the constant hills and mountains. It's due to the Forsworn. They are everywhere here outside of Markarth and the various mining posts and villages in the hold. They are fighting for a cause that I do not support, and though I am not as at odds with them like I am with the Stormcloaks, I do have to say that I will have to kill as many of them as I come across as we travel and explore this rough land, because they see me as an outsider, and they kill all outsiders with a mindless fury. As I said, it's a slow process of getting used to the Reach, but I don't think I will ever like it. Not until the Forsworn are gone, and the Reachmen and the Nords come together as one, which should have happened millennia ago. Right now, all I can do is get between the hatred they both have for each other, but I cannot turn on my fellow Nords. Even if the Silverbloods were wrong in what they were doing with employing Madanak to do their dirty work for them. Like my training, which also went slow, learning to use 2 blades at once in the Legion. But in this case, I learned to love it. At first I felt really awkward, but as time went on, hour after hour, day after day, for several months of constant training, I began to get the hang of it. Our Captain Melius, who was in charge of training new recruits to the Legion in the Imperial City, was an old gruff Imperial, strict, stern, but if you showed dedication, you could tell he cared about your well-being. He had 2 blades and was very good at dual-wielding short swords. But it wasn't standard training. The shield with either a short sword or spear were. I asked him a few weeks into basic training if he would be willing to show me how to wield 2 weapons at once. He looked me over with a grim face, like he was sizing me up to see if I was worthy enough, and after a few seconds he said, "Only if you can prove you are willing to learn it." From then on, I had hours of extra training per day, and I would come back to the barracks and pass out on my bed every night. I was 17, and exhausted, but my muscles grew, my speed increased, and my skill with dual wielding grew as well, and as the days turned to months, I began to get used to it. One of the main reasons I wanted to learn to dual wield was because of my brother. I could never best him while growing up, and I wanted to learn a way to do so, a way he wasn't used to fighting against. After my training was complete and when Hafnar and I next met, I goaded him into sparring. He lost against me, again and again and again, with that shield and wooden short sword of his against my 2 wooden short swords. I was the happiest I'd ever been since before Auntie died. That was a good day. For years after, Hafnar and I sparred dozens of times, and he was never able to best me again. Oh, I took some hits, as he likes to try and hurt me whenever he can, just to show me who was boss, but once I was 18, I was taller, stronger, and more skilled than he was. For every hit I took, he took 2 or 3 back. Some of our sparring got so out of hand that he started fist fights, and he lost those too. I don't think he ever got over that. But it's not what started our rivalry. It was his bullying since I was young that did. He was the measure in my life of what I had to prove of myself, and I believe that I have far exceeded him in every way. But you know what? I think because of my circumstance, that Auntie and Uncle raised me from a babe, that he was envious of what he saw as special treatment. Auntie focused on me much more than on him, because I showed promise in magic and was willing to learn. Hafnar wasn't, and that all led to him being jealous. I was considered the special one, and he wasn't. Inigo, what's wrong with you? Ever since Bithardam's, you've been coughing a lot. Are you okay?
I think Periite left a mark on me. I am unwell.
Oh.
I tried taking a cure disease potion earlier, but it made me feel worse. Do not worry. I am sure I will be alright.
Perhaps we should visit a shrine.
It could be a good idea. I am not feeling at my best. Let us visit a temple though, not some shrine out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, there's one in
If
Markarth.
I am going to receive a blessing, I would rather go to a trusted supplier. Just in case. Maybe it will not be necessary. Usually I do not stay ill for very long. I will be okay. Probably.
No, it's got to be a real thing. We've got to do it. So anyways, Blackbriar Mead. Salmon steak. We didn't come back with Lucian. I don't know where he was. Oh, okay, so I found this book.
Unlike my husband.
Excuse me.
Songs are just old memories that help
Nothing, you pig-headed oaf.
This book, Crypt of the Heart, by Ariana Dumas. When it comes to tales of bravery and valor, few have a greater claim than the knightly orders of High Rock. Like the Knights of the Rose and Wayrest, many serve as royal guardians and protectors of the realm. It is through their defense of king and country that their fame resounds. Yet others swear an oath of a different kind. Not bound by the walls of their kingdom, they scour the hills in search of reachmen, witches, and forsworn, pledging to deliver justice where savagery and chaos rule. One such group refers to themselves as the Order of the Crypt. At first glance, the name might seem ironic, but the Crypt of Hearts they swore to protect went beyond the underground chamber in Shornhelm. The knights pledged to protect the hearts entombed in all of us, lest they be replaced with the briars of the unholy. Yet despite the air of nobility they carried in the Reach, these knights were known by a different name, the War Mages of Shornhelm. For they gave no mercy to the wicked, and the land they tread was riven with scars made of fire and sword. Why the knights chose to extend beyond the kingdom is a matter of debate. Much of it can be traced to a blood feud, and the death of a knight named Simon Rodain, tricked by the witch Deanella, a sister of the Beldama coven. His heart was stolen and replaced with a briar heart. In retaliation, his acolytes drove the coven further and further east, killing any reachman who would dare give them quarter. Yet in huts small and muddy with smoke, the oral histories tell a different story. They say Simon gave his heart willingly to the witch, and together they fled, the wrath of both their clans, knowing they would receive neither understanding nor forgiveness. When Simon died, Deanella returned his heart to him, and buried him at the altar where they wed. Such was the pain of her loss that she wept from the morning to the evening star, until her tears flooded the canyon below and became one with the river Carth. To this day, Simon's ghost is said to haunt the pass below his grave, watching over the river which bears his beloved tears. Whether any of that is true or simply the embellishments of history, none can say with certainty. However, it is worth noting that the grave itself exists. Whether the heart inside belongs to Simon or another is a question for its keeper. Look for the knight's ghost in the area south of Markarth.
It's fresh from.
Well, there's this, and then there's getting that. I know it's minor, but where is it? Find Hjalti's sword and ready go redoubt and bring it to the ghost of Old Haraldan. Okay, we have been right through there. Look for the knight's ghost in the area south of Markarth. Oh, that's not that far from here. And then we'll go down to find Hjalti's sword. These are other things, minor things of little note in the rift, but I would see them done. Alright, let's get down south to where the grave is. I have forgotten that I was asked to take a look into the warrens. The condition of the warrens, well, I was in there. It's where I killed that Argonian who was a child murderer. Terrible. I don't think it's much improved. Oh.
Alone.
Door, this is Omlog's room, whoever that is. You still here? Oh, that's the one I killed. Long ago. Hey.
The Warrens isn't a place for your type. What do you want?
Hey, could you train me to
Warrens ain't
sneak?
for you. There's nothing more I can teach you.
Warren's ain't for me, that's right. I don't want to pick locks to people's homes. In front of everyone. Everyone's locked their doors.
You don't want to be here. No one wants to. You're not planning on burning anything with that, are you?
This is terrible. Hey! I don't recognize him from before. Hello, beggar.
And
Hey.
another poor sod bites the dust. We can't even blame this one on Jiro Nur.
Who?
Now, some people might fault the Silverbloods for these lovely accommodations. If you ever meet someone like that, it's best to keep your distance. Because that person not only lacks common sense, but is probably a skooma addict. For you see, a good businessman, and the Silverbloods, well, they are good businessmen. They don't let valuable property die. And that's all our friend here was. Property. But now, he's finally free.
Nice life. The property, are you saying he was a slave?
In reality, yes. But in the eyes of the law, no. Although his wages bordered on slavery, that fine line is what separates the villains from the virtuous.
Who are you?
An acquirer of property. Slaves. I promise them fortune and glory, and give them a life of bondage. But that was before. A sad face on a beautiful woman can often make you think twice about what you do. So now, I no longer acquire slaves. I plan to free one. But right now, I'm just thirsty. Let's discuss this over at the inn, shall we?
Oh, really? I never expected
You
this.
don't want to be here. No one wants to.
Place of death. Some of it from me.
You know, they say ale is cheaper than blood in Markup. But I've found if you give a man enough ale, he'll give you his blood for free.
I'm not sure where this is going. He used to trade in slaves. Now, this sad woman's face changed his life, and now he no longer does that. What are we planning on doing? Getting back at the Silverbloods? I don't want any more to do with the city this way.
Not that I would do that to you. You seem like the sort who can hold their liquor anyway. They say that this city once belonged to the dwarves. Hard to believe, isn't it?
No,
you
it's easy for me to see it.
Dwarves running up and down the paths with their little dwarf children and their pointy dwarven hats.
Ulfric Stormcloak, I king. With a laugh.
Alright, I'll follow you in. I don't know. As long as it's not me getting in trouble.
My good man. How's married life?
Disappointing.
I'm sorry to hear it. But I've been in your shoes, and it's still better than walking on bare feet.
How about drink? None of that local piss. Real Blackbriar mead, fresh from Riften.
You read my mind, Clapper.
You want a drink?
A bottle of Blackbriar
No, thank you.
Reserve for me and
I should remind
friend here.
Pepper to clean this place up.
All right, that's better. Now that we're settled, I take it you're going to have some questions.
I've got a lot of things to do, and I'm not even sure what the point of this meeting is for. Back in the Warrens, you said you worked for slavers.
Yep, and I had no problems doing it. I convinced myself I was giving them a better life. The slave masters I know make sure their property is well rested. You get a bed and 3 square meals a day. Of course, there's that pesky matter of losing your personal freedom that makes any benefits seem lousy in retrospect.
Who are the buyers?
All sorts of people, from all walks of life. There are those who want the labor, and others who want to make a political statement. Then there are those whose interests are more, well, you know, carnal. It really depends on what kind of property you're looking to purchase.
What sort of labor is the slave ring looking for?
The market changes, but generally, slaves fall into 3 categories. The hard labor, to work in the mines and the fields. The house labor, as in washing dishes, cleaning linens, sweeping the floor. And of course, the one thing that is always in demand is whores. Men, women, beasts. A noble is not a noble without a harem to call their own.
Slavers wouldn't take kindly to defectors.
That's why I haven't technically defected. As in, I'm still working on how I plan to betray them. I was kind of hoping you'd help me.
Maybe. So about the slave ring, it's my understanding slavery is illegal all throughout the Empire.
Illegal, immoral, and downright mean. But that doesn't stop people from doing it, just like anything else that's profitable. But these folks are remnants of the old House Drez. People who consider slavery to be as natural as breathing. For them, it's more than just the money.
Dunmer House.
It's tradition.
It's an excuse is what it is. Slavers are the worst kind of scum.
I agree. Although bandits, vampires, and warlocks might object.
Necromancers.
At least slavers try to keep their property in working condition.
Okay.
Oh, alright, that's better. Now that we're settled, I take it you're going to have some questions.
You mentioned falling for a slave.
Yeah, she was a girl from a small town in Whiterun by the name of Riverwood. They promised her a fortune in gold and gave her chains of iron.
I've been to Riverwood. What was her name?
Did I say Riverwood? I get these small Nord villages confused. It was another one. Riverwood's been on my mind because, well, you know, dragons.
Okay, how did you meet this slave girl?
It was at Shattered Plank Cave, that's it. The other hunters and I were rounding up property and comparing the size of our spoils. But I only had eyes for that one. After that, I spent a lot of time in the slave mines, stealing her away for a disciplinary action. Now I hope to steal her away for good.
Okay, I see.
Oh, alright, that's better. Now that we're settled, I take it you're going to have some questions.
Hey. So you want to free her. What's your next move?
Well, I was going to start by doing my old job, recruiting a miner. Not as a slave, but as bait. You see, I haven't been delivering any slaves as of late, and my employers have told me not to return until I do so. So I need someone to serve as my prisoner and get me inside. Then it's just a matter of finding her and finding a way out.
This could be a bad way of trying to get me as a prisoner. But, who could challenge me? I have friends. I am the Dragonborn. I broke out of Sidna Mine with nothing. You better be saying the truth there, Breton. Your motives sound honorable enough. I'd be willing to help.
Oh, excellent. With you posing as a slave, I don't have to put one of these poor saps in danger.
Where is she being held?
Well, that's the tricky part. Right now, my dear Avella's probably headed to the docks in Shattered Plank Cave. That's where the slavers sort out their property and figure out who to send that to the auction house that week. So we could head them off there, or wait until she's sent off to Rothvine Manor, up north. Well, basically we can try either location, but it depends on what kind of cover story we're going to use. That will determine our next move.
I don't want to be a slave that's takes all my equipment from me. I'm not fit to play the role of a slave, but I can play the role of a buyer.
Interesting. Typically the slavers won't sell to an unknown. Well, not unless you pay the initiation fee. And that's no small sum. 1,000 gold.
That's nothing. It's a paltry sum. I will play the role of a buyer. You can vouch for me.
All right. Then it's settled. Find some fine clothes and meet me at Rothavine Manor, near the Thalmor Embassy, when you're ready.
Oh, that's up. Okay. Heffingar. Northwest of the Thalmor Embassy. Well, the Thalmor Embassy is like right here. Somewhere around here. Alright, well, I'm going to be heading there at some point. Right now we have other things to do. Oh, let's get to it. Should be right up here. According to my map. Ooh. Big oak. Looking for the ghost? Oh, no, the grave. Maybe the ghost too, I don't know. Is it across the bridge? On the bridge? Oh. Didn't know that was going to happen. Red mountain flower. Oh, you're the ghost. Hey. Follow the ghost? Inigo, out of the way. Where'd the ghost go? Did you see it disappear? Maybe it has to be at night. Oh, there it goes. I get close and it just disappears. Horseback, then. That ghost is teleporting ahead. Mount up, if you can. Leading me to its grave, I take it. Forsworn.
Eastramore would be ashamed of you.
We do not want any trouble. Leave us alone. It's done. Even hurt.
Who's there?
Let's do
Ashes to ashes.
Hope you just didn't kill the ghost. What? There's a note on this one. Forsworn Shaman's note. We've killed the traitor and given the knight's heart to the mother. She's gone back to Karthspire to perform the ritual. We'll stand watch until she returns and drain the blood of any knights who interfere. Karthspire. I heard that that's a big place for them. I'm going to leave that for now. That's a big place for these, what do you call it? Reachmen. Investigating the area south of Markarth, and I was confronted by a ghost. After following the ghost and climbing up to the top of the mountain, I found a tomb surrounded by 3 Forsworn and defeated them in battle. On the shaman, I found a note that implied they defiled the tomb and took the knight's heart to Karthspire. See, the problem is, the Karthspire is basically the capital for the Reachmen, for the Forsworn. And that is not something that I'd want to do
What
right
is it
at the
now,
moment.
you sweet talker?
He asking for a kiss?
What do you want to talk about?
A kiss?
Well, aren't you the romantic one?
Here.
Your lips. They're so sweet.
You're sweet. Now, what is this? This is... Knight of the Crypt? No, these really were knights. Knight Captain's orders. We've received reports that the Baldama witches have resurfaced in the Reach. I'm calling upon all willing and able knights to cleanse the land of witches, hags, and reachmen. Sounds good to me. Remember always the death of our sworn brother, Simon Rodain, for the Order of the Crypt and for all of Shornhelm, Knight Captain Raynor. Where's that shaman note? Don't need that either. It's got the Briarheart too. This is the grave. I remember this now. Mara, please guide and protect me as the Dragonborn. Disturbing. Right, let's go to Old Hralden Inn to the south of here. Alright, we're here. Old Hralden Inn is a strange place. Probably one of the stranger places I've been to. But... what is it, in the basement? Do I have anything else written about this sword? Stolen property. Yeah, that's nothing to do with what I'm doing. It's clear-headed, speak to Zarya, that's Falkreath. Catch of the day. Where swims in deep water? Fishing. Read the first volume, Fishing Mastery. Is this down in the Rift? Riften. Yeah, I caught the fish that he was looking for. So I've got 2 fish to deliver to, well, I think it's total 4 fish to 2 people. Hjalti's sword and Red Eagle Redoubt, and bring it. Got all these other things marked on my map, though. Look, I'm only wanting to do one thing at a time, otherwise I get confused with the map markers. Well, it's a saying to go inside of there, so what else? A little strange to drink mead before going into a place, but that's fine. Into an inn. Venison chop. Oh, this is weighing so much. So, this is all cooked, was it? Yes. I've got a lot of venison on me. Enough for a long time.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything.
The other day I got food poison from venison. Venison I thought was cooked, but it wasn't. But I learned the hard way that cure disease potions also work when you are poisoned.
Old Hralden Inn. The legendary inn where Tiber Septim once stayed.
Yes, so they said. Let's just ask about
Hire
this
me,
sword.
hire the best.
Hey,
Mara have mercy, that gave me a fright.
If you drink too
Why?
much, you're
Do you
out.
think the ghost is one of Tiber Septim's dead men?
The ghost mentioned a Hjalti.
Hjalti? I never heard of anyone named Hjalti. Tiber Septim had many names. Maybe that's one of them.
No, that was a friend of his. They were best of friends and watched each other's backs. The ghost is looking for his sword.
A sword? I remember a legend that Tiber Septim had attacked one of the enemy camps before he came to Old Hralden. It could be there. I'll mark it down on your map.
Oh, okay, I hope it's nearby. Oh, by the gods, it's not. Red Eagle Redoubt. It is far to the north. It's closer to Karthwasten. I'm not sure where this road... Does the road end here at Old Hralden, or does it continue north? We may be able to take it north. Yeesh, by the gods, I'm close to Rorikstead. I'm closer to Rorikstead than I am Karthwasten. Hey,
Old Hralden is the stone that the Empire's history is built on.
what have you got for sale?
Let's sate that appetite,
The got a lot to drink. I just wanted some salt. I'm running low on it for cooking. Pear dumpling. Honey nut treat. Oh, I could use that. Starting to develop a bit of a sweet tooth. Honey nut treat.
Day.
You too.
Hey there, little kitty. How are you doing?
Hey, ghost.
Do you remember me now, Jaunty?
What's wrong?
I don't think
kitty
you
cat?
even remember your name.
Warning you. Stop.
So hey,
I've been waiting for you, Jaunty.
who are you? Where are you from?
You don't remember me, Jaunty? 2 campaigns we
I remember him.
served together. You saved my life time and time again.
Yes, you told me this story.
It is kind of funny.
Hey, you, Rains, right? You're that weird Dunmer killer.
Let us defrost here for a while. This is pleasant.
One of your ancestors was Khajiit?
Dunmer females are harlots. Lucifer the Bellin priest. I'm surprised I wasn't born with scales. You ever hear about Berenziah and Therius? There is a reason they call that tavern in Riften the Bee in the Barb.
Oh.
Yep, sounds about right.
A shame. There's something admirable about chastity.
And what's that? You are confusing the laws of priests with that of mortals. It wasn't a crime when Berenziah bet a cat, but it was foolish of her to bet a thief.
Sounds like you resent your own heritage.
You blind scream. Last time I checked, I didn't have any fur on my back. Just on my blades.
Any place in particular you want to check for bounties?
Let's try the Bee in Barb. Lots of criminal scum in the rift. Say we grab a thief, and break his legs, and leave him in the market for the crows to feast on.
Oh, that's cruel.
The rest will scatter into the sewers like rats.
I don't think this one would. Ay. Listen, I have errands to run. I'll meet you in Riften.
Fine.
This one wouldn't like me, especially if he ever hears that I could be the head of the Thieves Guild. There's vengeance. And then there's vengeance. This one just wants to kill all those that he disagrees with in the harshest type of ways. Even raping them. He's something really wrong with him. Okay, that's why I don't want him to be with our group. I understand his want for justice and getting rid of the bandits. I have the same feel.
Brace yourself, Steve.
Same desire, but not to do what he wants to do to them. I'd rather just kill them or imprison them. He wants to do the most unspeakable things to them. There's something really off with that one. My map is still confusing me. It could be because of this. Clear up the fish. Just have to remember this. To bring to Falkreath and to, Rift. I always end up going back to Riften. For some reason or another. I don't think I've been this way. Ooh, the person whose camp that was. This is probably thick with Forsworn camps littered about in the road. But there's a house there. Did we get off the path? Anyways, regardless of a path or a road, we've got to make our way north. It's a little mining place. Mining house. Oh, I've heard of this sinkhole. This is where it is. Okay. See, I'm having... It's kind of on the way. This way. Just go north. I don't need to mark. Go by direction. Don't need a map marker. Can I go up this way? Mountains, hills, everywhere. What is that? Oh, I think that's Carth... No, is it Carthwayston? I don't know. That's Carthwayston. Something. That place... Carthspire, that's it. That's one of their big... Forsworn holdouts. Supposedly there's a lot of them there. It'll be quite the fight. What's this? Necromancer table? Old Nordic ruins. What is this place? Somebody moving up. Up there. Probably Forsworn. Yep.
Call yourself a Nord? No!
Yeah. You call yourself a Forsworn? Call yourself a Nord. Come on, horse. This is leading where I want to go. Nothing on them. Greater soul gem. It's worth taking. Nothing. What is this place?
Who's there?
It's an old Nord place, but it's been taken over by Forsworn. Oh, I didn't even see them.
Done and done.
If I could get this marked on my map, so I know in the future.
Who's there?
Oh, camps everywhere.
Stay away from him.
No. Not going to chance it. Briarheart. Aren't you supposed to be the bravest of your kind?
Lose to someone like now that's a magic moment.
Ooh. Red Eagle's Fury. Isn't that just a famous weapon? For them, at least. There's a book written about it. What? I found Hjalti's sword. I still thought I had to go north. I didn't realize I was there. I guess I made it after all. Legend of Red Eagle. Oh, yeah, really? Well, I found the sword and Hjalti's sword. Let's take this book.
Rocks and valleys,
Stamina.
crevices and hiding places. This is the kind of place where hermits and fanatics dwell.
So what is the name of this place? Sundered Towers.
Right in. I'm kidding.
I don't really want to go in there. You spend many lifetimes going through all the dungeons in Skyrim and... Well, if I survived it, I'd be rich, yes, but I'm already rich. I'm already highly skilled. I've got work to do. If I did that for several lifetimes in a row, if I could, then the dragons they would take over, would they not? Whatever Alduin plans for this world, or at least for Skyrim, And then what would happen to the Civil War without the Dragonborn? Okay, so we've got to make our way back. So, if anything, move the marker this way. I'll make my way down that way. I've already been there. Should be pretty easy. Lucian has pointed out that he thinks this could be Red Eagle's tomb. I should read the book. Save myself some time. I didn't get very far. Red. Legend of Red Eagle. All these things that are just thrust upon me. By Tredain Dren, Archivist of Winterhold. There was nobody named that when I was there. This tale was transcribed from the memory of Clarice Vienne, didn't mean to turn the page, student of Winterhold. Elements of the legend suggest a date of First Era 1030. It was a few thousand years ago, though as with any oral tradition, much of it is likely a later anachronism. Curiously, stories of a similar king and his legendary blade appear in other ancient myths of the Reach. Long ago, a child was born in the Sundered Hills. They named him Pheolin, which means Red Eagle in the tongue of the Reach, for the screeching bird call that greeted his birth, and the crimson blooms on the autumn hills. Thus began his legend, Reach child, born under auspicious skies, his very name the color of blood. 10 kings ruled the Reach in those days, and though men were free, the people were scattered and warred amongst themselves. The augurs foresaw the boy's destiny, a warrior without peer, first and foremost Lord of the Reach, chosen to unite all under his name. Pheolin grew in years and strength, and it seemed the prophecy would be fulfilled. The banner of Red Eagle was raised along the cliffs of the Reach, and his people prospered. Then came Hestra, Empress of the South, riding to war. One by one the kings stood before her. One by one, I remember reading this when I was a boy. One by one they fell aside, bending knee in imperial bargains or slaughtered on the battlefield. Her legions came at last to the Sundered Hills, and envoys were sent to bargain for their surrender. Pheolin refused to yield the freedom of his people, but the elders were afraid, cast him out, and accepted the imperial yoke. Thus was stolen by the foreign invaders his land, his people, his very name. In the years that followed, Red Eagle became known as the untamed spirit of the Reach, unbowed, unbroken, stained by the blood of his foes. He gathered loyal Reachmen to himself, those who clung to the old ways, who yearned for freedom. Stupid me, I just forgot we didn't actually go to the temple for Inigo. I'll ask him how he's doing. Anyways, who yearned for freedom and forged a new nation. Together they fell upon the occupiers and the traitors by night, disappearing into the cliffs and caves each morn, evading capture. It was not enough. For every imperial patrol and garrison they wiped out, yet more seemed to march from the green south to replace them. One night, under a cloud-choked sky, the men of the Red Eagle warmed themselves over damp fires of smoldering moss. A huddled, shambling figure came to them, cloaked in rags, face cowled. Though his men mocked and cast stones at the stranger, Pheolin sensed something and beckoned. The cowl was thrown back in the dim light, and she revealed herself to be one of the ancient and venerable Hagravens. She offered power for a price, and a pact was made. Thus was brokered to the witch his heart, his will, his humanity. From that day forth his was a spirit of vengeance, pitiless and beyond remorse. Sounds like that Dunmer. The rebels grew in strength and numbers, and none could stand against them. Pheolin's eyes burned coldly in those days, black opals reflecting a mind not entirely his own. 2 years passed, and the foreigners were all but driven from the Reach. Such peace could not last, however, and a great host fell upon them, a swift army of invaders unlike any before. For a fortnight, Hestra's generals laid siege to Red Eagle's stronghold, till he himself came forth for battle, alone and robed in nothing but his righteous fury. 1,000 foreigners fell before his flaming sword, yet the enemy was routed. Yet when night fell, so too did he. The warriors who came to him said Pheolin's eyes were clear again on that final night. He was taken to the place prepared for him, a tomb hidden deep within the rock, a redoubt amongst the cliffs. This sounds like where we are, near where the rivers split and rejoin. With his remaining strength he presented his sword to his people, and swore an oath, fight on, and when at last the reach is free, his blade should be returned, that he might rise and lead them again. Thus was given for his people. His life, his dream, his sword, but when every debt is repaid in blood, these he shall reclaim once more. Right. Well, now that I know the story... Why is the map over there? Place where two rivers meet? River here and here, but they don't meet. Unless there's some kind of underground thing between them. Lucian. Maybe this will be a swift way to get to the other side. It's always something. Go
I'm
here,
okay
do this.
with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already.
And then along the way you find that there's more things to do. Okay. I mean, it'd be nice to put out that... I've heard something.
Someone there?
What am I using? Oh, lightning arrow, that's fine. Fire arrow.
No!
Yes. Ooh, there's another one. Ah, healed. I'm not one to, well, I need the practice with my bow. It means I get some sneak attacks in, then so be it, but... I find they don't really have that much. Get my fire arrow back. No, they're eating skeevers.
If only these people were open to some negotiation, you know?
They're,
I was just thinking, the Reach would be a better place.
Agree. They're zealots. Religious zealots. Well, it's more like a... it's not... It's part religion, but it's more than that. It's... I didn't want to go in here. It's also that they believe in their own freedom, their own sovereignty. Honestly, I don't even know where I'm going. There's a way down through the rock. What I want more is a backstab instead of using my bow, but... I'll use my bow. I'm missing Lucian and Inigo. That's fine. Like that.
Now that's a magic.
We've been spotted.
I've got you in my sights.
Oh, I was about to check that one for loot. Oh, it's oil. Oh, that was close. I just spotted something out the corner of my eye. I didn't even think it was a tripwire. Thought it was something else. I think we found the end. I expect fighting on the other side. Might come out to a big camp of theirs. All I'm trying to do is return the sword to the ghost. And then this thing... Oh. I shouldn't
I'm
complain.
calling it. This one's in the bag.
At least I'm not bored. Having too many things to do is better than not having anything at all to do. Oh, there you guys. Oh. For some reason I thought you were Inigo for a moment. I can take the pain more than you can.
I'm not someone to be trifled with.
These people may dress primitive, but they are no less dangerous.
Can you stop
Their
bringing them
wild
back?
fighting styles can be surprising, even to people like me.
Hey. Let me see your loot. Nice potion. Alright, so here we are. What are we looking for exactly? Is this like a cave? Or, sorry, I mean a canyon? I think we still need to go. Oh, my horse is on the other side. Okay, so I have a secret. You know what? I'm with these people don't have Serena and Redcap don't have a horse, so I'll just I really wish these things are marked better. It's here. This way. Let's go on foot. It's nighttime. Wow. Look how large the moon is. Messer is enormous. I'd almost be afraid that it's coming for Nern. Yeesh. But that's Lucian's horse. What? Were they looking for us? I'm gonna whistle for my horse. I hope you hear that. Lucian! What, did you trade places with Serena? Ruins everywhere. There's another camp there. Well, not sure if I can reach. Might just be me. Since I'm a good climber, I might be getting here alone. My horse. Ugh. Wait, you know where we are? We're back here where we started. Then where did we go through and come out? I think we just came out in the same place. I thought we were going into some valley or something. Ugh. Here I am, supposed to be a great outdoors trekker. Knows the land. And even the best of us get turned around and lost at times, so... That is strange. That had me disorientated for a moment. Can I get past there up there? What we need is an opening. Maybe this will do it. More flat land, please. Oh, the gods, aren't I close to Whiterun? I mean, Rorkstead's over there. I think that this is probably still reach. But I don't know. For all I know, I just made it into Whiterun Hold. Along the paths, usually they like marking their spots. But if it's... Yeah, but if it's Forsworn, wouldn't it just be in the Reach? I've heard of Reachmen leaving the Reach, being in other places like Falkreath. Oh, missed. 2 souls. There's a group of wild horses over there. 5 of them? Whoa, is that dragon? No, it's a fox. Really, fox? Thought I heard something above me. Right, is this what we're after up here? Oh, come on, I don't want to hurt a fox. I have one as a pet at home. Oh, my adopted daughter, Lucia, does. I think we found it. Oh, this is probably the stupid way up. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses over there. 7, 8. There's another one over there. Wow. Round them all up and start a horse selling business. Breed them. Well, you know, the best places are places where you cannot find an easy way. The best places to defend are the best places with no way up. There's one right there. Oh, no. Well, it was a sneak attack. It worked. I'm just used to the idea of doing it from where they cannot see you. That one didn't see me, even though he was looking at me. Okay, they know something's... Is that a hag raven? It's a hag raven. Ugh, just kill the thing. Give me your soul, foul beast.
You lost? Great.
My loss?
I'm gonna have to...
Have we found what we're looking for? I hope we're in the right spot. No, we're not. Where we need to go is across the way. Unlock the secret of Red Eagle's tomb. Alright, well, what is this place? Bleakwind Bluff. And it's there. I see nothing, though. Oh, was it? No? I don't know. I think we should set up a tent and just sleep. Hunting bow of shocks. I don't want to sleep here with their foul danger magic. Well, we took out another camp of them. Greater soul gem. My swords don't really need anything at the moment. Where is it? What's this so... Nothing special about Hjalti's sword. Soulbinder. My weapons are alright for the moment. I see Lucian's horse. Let's get down and find a flat area to make camp. And then we'll continue on to Red Eagle's whatever place, which is over that way. Now I see some ruins. And there's my horse. This is a good spot. Flattish. Flat enough. Perfect. Oh, now you found us. Probably have to summon my wife. Right, it's time for us. No, she's here. Time to go to sleep. Maybe read a book first. This was an action-packed, fun one to do. I had a lot of trouble stopping myself from continuing on, but I was running towards the 55-minute mark on my timer, so I had to stop. If I have this right, this video will come out on my birthday, which is December 10th. I believe we are going out for dinner today, and I'll be able to drink back a few beers and enjoy a place of my choosing. As I write this, I'm really looking forward to that. So yes, I'm putting out shorter content, but more content per week. This is what I was doing for a lot of my other Let's Roleplays last year, or was it the year before? It's maybe a little more work than what I was doing, and I have to always watch the timer, but I think the algorithm appreciates it more. I guess the weekends are a time for everyone to catch up, since not as many people watch the new episodes I publish all week long as they would have when they were more spaced out. Hopefully, I've found a happy medium. The voting for the future of my channel is still ongoing. Be sure to check out the community tab and vote. This will be happening from November 20th to December 11th, 2024. If it's in that 3-week period, there's still time for you to make a difference here. So far, it seems like a lot of people want to watch me start a Knights of the Old Republic game. At first, I assumed Fallout 2 would win, and then I was really hoping for Mass Effect, but you guys have spoken. I also have another Let's Roleplay I think I'll be publishing, one of my own choosing, which will most likely come out once per week as well. The Dishonor series. I already practiced my Corvo Otano voice from the second game, since in the first he's unvoiced, but I was able to match his voice somewhat well. That voice actor did many voices in Skyrim and was the voice of Nick Valentine in Fallout 4. Dishonored could be a fun one, though different, especially the lore of that world that it takes place in, but I'm excited to try it. Take care.